Well, we're back, and it's Wednesday, April the 17th at the Household of Faith Daily Devotionals. And we're going to talk today about tempered relationships, and we have a couple of verses of scripture we want to share with you. Once again, from Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 19. And it says that familiar with, what I want to know is that if you're familiar with the saying, a man of few words, or that someone is even tempered. Well, this is straight from Proverbs. And the character traits desirable for a believer's core and essential for building a long-lasting relationship is what you're looking at. Now, Proverbs 18 and 13 is another verse of scripture, and it talks about, people who, are basically sarcastic. It's very easy to be sarcastic. A person who's well skilled in sarcasm, they're not suited to be a good friend. And they're not suited for long-term relationships either. I'll be frank, I can be sarcastic at times, and I have a very dry sense of humor, and that can sometimes push people a little bit too far, and it is something that I have to be reminded of from time to time, and that I need to continue to work on. And my daughter can attest to this fact that, sometimes I can, push it just, a little further than I ought to. And it's not an excuse, it's just a fact. And whether she knows it or not, I do appreciate it when she, gives me that look, and I like have to tone it down a little bit. But sarcasm should never take the place of honesty. And a lot of times we can be honest and sarcastic at the same time, but too much of it is just that. It's too much. So we want to be careful about that, and I'm speaking from personal experience, and I'm speaking about something that I often have to find myself reevaluating and reassessing, and it is ingratiated into my personality and behavior, yes, but I do have control over that. And I could justify it and say, sometimes people are just always saying this, and that, and you have to keep them in check, but that's still an excuse. And it is not something that God is really happy with or thrilled with. But sarcasm does have its place. So I'm not saying that all sarcasm is wrong. I'm just saying that we have to temper that sarcasm and not be so sarcastic to the point where it's hurtful. And that's one of the things that I have to recognize before it gets to the point where I've hurt someone's feelings because of what I said to them. And I can just say that honestly, that is something that I absolutely have to continuously work on, because there are times when people get on your nerves and you might just say it. You just might say something to them, and we really don't want to leave a bad impression. We always want to remember that we speak for Christ in every relationship that we have. Okay?